So a bit different. The camera just being here is absolutely shocking, but I'll deal with it. So a lot of changes have come into my life recently that I've had to make tough decisions and let some people go that have been in my life for a very long time, but due to negativity and the environment that they are in, I have to let them go. And it's not an easy thing where, you have a friend for over 10 years and you have to go, yeah, that's enough. Lately, I've gotten rid of so many people to a point where 90% of people are gone out of my life. Because due to negativity, due to the environments they're in, due to just everything, like, I want a positive life, I want a positive environment, and sometimes it is hard to let people go. Like, I've had a few interesting people over the last few years, that's for sure. The good thing is they're all going away. All the negative people, all the bad people are going away. Oh, sorry, at the moment I'm not well, so just bear with me. There was a video that was supposed to be before this, but due to circumstances, I'm not uploading it just yet. Maybe down the track I might upload it, but going on negativity and all that kind of stuff, look, I know I'm not perfect in life by any means, but the fact it is that I am single at the end of the day, and I like being single because it's less drama, less bullshit. Like, I can wear what I want, I can do what I want, and I don't have someone consistently going, you're chatting up girls or this or that. Like, the one thing that I will never stand is jealousy in life. Like, you don't tell me what to do. If I want to talk to 50 girls and flirt with them, I'm allowed to do that. If you are interested in me, just say it. Don't play games and mind games and bullshit. You just come up front and you say it. You don't get angry when I start talking to other girls or flirting with other girls or just doing normal live streams and talking about, people from my past. Why get jealous? They're not part of my life anymore. The fact is, until you get into a relationship with anyone, they're allowed to talk to whoever the fuck they want. And if you have insecurities and stuff and you think that, that person's got a red flag, that person's a red flag, I think you're making up your own red flags. Because red flag is a bold statement to make. To me, a red flag is when something's really, really bad. And when someone puts a red flag on me, I'm like, hey, you're fucking full of shit. Because I'm not that bad. I'm not perfect, but I'm not that bad. Like, when I'm in a relationship, I'm faithful, I'm honest, romantic, I'm a great guy. But when I'm just being single and doing my own thing, you have no right to say that I can't talk to females. You have no right to say I can't flirt with females. You have no right to tell me what I can and can't say on my Facebook posts, live streams, and YouTube. You're obviously so confused with your own life that you think you're too good for people. Now, I've seen so much drama to a point where since I started talking to someone a while back, my poker has been going downhill, my brain's been fucked because this person's been playing nothing but mind games. And I put my foot down and was like, I'm not going to change who I am for anybody. Like, if you're a girl and you like me, you just say, okay, I like you, Andre. I want to be with you. I want to date you. I want to go in a relationship with you. Whatever. You just come straight out with it. Not play mind games and bullshit and all that. And, you just can't do that in life. You've got to be honest with your life and you've got to find out what you want in life and take it. You can't just keep going on with life and pretending to be someone you're not. Oh, okay, so it is the same. I was just looking at my bank card because I need to activate it, and I just realised that it's quite a nice new card, eh? Might do that after. But I'm going to always in life do what I think what's best for me and my family. Like, I like, watching the wrestling. I like playing video games, right? Yeah, it would have been nice to have a decent relationship and settle down. Maybe have kids and all that. But there's no one out there where I live that fits the category I want. I thought there was. Believe me, I thought there was. But this person just played with my head to a point where I had enough. Like, literally had a nervous breakdown because of this person, because just the games going backwards and forwards couldn't tell me a straight out answer for stuff. And I said to myself, no, that's enough. I'm not a bad guy. And the people that were telling me for a while, like, Andre, you need to get rid of this person because they're going to do your head in. And long story short, they actually did do my head in. And I did not deserve that. Like, I did not deserve the way I was treated. I did not deserve the way that everything went down. I have one friend that was so angry when they found out what happened, to a point where they're like, I want to talk to this person, Andre, because what they did to you is the worst mental games that they've ever seen. And I said to them, don't worry about it. Some people in life are the way they are, and we can't change that. I suppose the more attractive someone is, the more they think, that they're better than people. Like, hang on. I'm just trying to put my candle on. Ooh. That's better. Maybe I can get some more lighting here if I put the candle over here. So, as a girl, if you have the body, the looks, you know that any guy will have you because you're just good looking, Who's going to say no to a stunning person that looks good in a skirt, yeah? And if girls want to hook up or sex or whatever, they can just be like, okay, go on their Facebook, that guy looks reasonable. Hey, you want to come over? Done. Like that. Whereas a guy, he can't just do that. He can't just get a route or anything or a hookup. I can. I'm very actually lucky that I have, a couple of options where I could be like, yeah, I kind of want to go hook up with this person. I kind of want to go have sex. I can do that. And the reason why I haven't the last few months, because I was trying to be a good boy to someone, and I wanted to show them that, hey, look, if you have any remote interest in me, sure, I'll behave myself. Long story short, if I know what I knew now back then, I probably wouldn't have even cared. It was all for nothing. But I don't see why I have to pretend to be someone I'm not. Right? See, the difference is when the cameras go off on YouTube, Facebook Lives, what happens to me? What happens to me? Play video games, watch the wrestling, work out how to get my old Pokemon account back. It's fucking hard. I'm actually talking to Pokemon Go about it at the moment, because I made it in 2018 or 2017. It was one of my second accounts I've ever made, but I kind of know the account number, like the name, but I don't know anything else. So I sent them a screenshot. Hopefully they get back to me. But yeah, if the person's somehow is listening to this, I don't hate you, but I think what lacked was communication. And I think what lacked is you let another person, play games with your head that was obviously not wanting us to be together. And it put doubt in your mind, it put red flags in your mind where there shouldn't be. And then there's other times where, I've shown you what a great guy I am, how romantic and nice and what I'm willing to do. And you just didn't reply back. For someone that says they're interested in me but doesn't do anything back, and I have to make all the effort and it didn't mean anything. If a guy, was worried about me and I was in hospital and he drove all the way to see me with flowers, I would think that guy's pretty amazing. I think, that's a pretty amazing thing. There's no red flags there. That's a guy that's showing his heart and his compassion. He didn't have to do it, but he did. But you don't say thank you back. After you know he's done that, you don't say thank you back. Then you don't even say when he's willing to look after you when you're sick. You're not even willing to go, thank you, I do appreciate that. It's little things like that. It's like miscommunication at the end of the day. See, at the end of the day, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate my exes. I don't hate the one that ran off with a family member. I don't hate the ones that have sexually abused me or anything like that, because I don't need to hate. You see, at the end of the day, it is heartbreaking that I see the pattern where these good guys like myself just find the wrong sort of people. And I literally, like, probably only had one decent relationship in my whole life. And when that ended, it was like, oh, well, I don't care anymore. I'll just do my own thing. And it's funny because since then, you know, it's been 5 years, and thanks to Facebook, 10 years ago, apparently, I was on a date with my fiancée. Thank you, Facebook, for reminding me of that painful memory. No, she was beautiful. She did nothing wrong. But yeah, like, since me, she's only hooked up with one guy. Since her, I've only hooked up with... The embarrassing number could be between 30 different girls. Yeah, about 20 to 30, I think. Because I hooked up with 9 last year, 3 this year, which could be 4 or 5, by the way. I just haven't bothered. And before that was about 5, 6. And this is crazy to think, like, if me and her didn't break up, I wouldn't have had these experiences and hooked up with all these other different women. And when I think about all the women I've hooked up after her, Jesus Christ, like, I'm going to be honest, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, I'm going to be straight out dead honest. If me and her didn't break up, maybe I wouldn't have got a second house. Maybe I wouldn't have the job I'm in now. Maybe I'd be married with kids. But the one thing I did learn is, over the last few years, life's lessons. How, you know, people can be in our lives one day and be gone the next. And the thing that I learned to appreciate is the people that are in our lives, that do make an effort, those are the people you want to hang on to. Those are the people you want to keep. You know, I look at my wallpaper of, you know, exes, friends, hookups, and I think to myself, at one point, all these people that I've got photos with, I made them happy. In some way. And bad hairdos. Oh my god, there's some bad hairdos of mine. Like, I had like a red fringe here. Like, it was like pink and then blonde. So that doesn't look too bad. But the one thing I know is I'm pretty much going to be alone for the rest of my life. Now, I thought recently someone was going to change that. Someone that I opened my heart up to. Someone that said all the right things, but then again said all the wrong things. Now, I'm not friends with this person anymore, and I don't really see me and her ever speaking again, based on, you know, miscommunication. And you may think, well, what was the miscommunication? Well, for someone that said they were interested in me and keen on me and all that kind of stuff, did nothing back. Even when you ask them, you know, do you even like me? No response. Always kept changing the subject, always kept making, oh, I'm upset. It's like, you make yourself upset. You know, the one thing that I've done that no other guys do is, I laid all the cards out on the table. You knew how I felt about you. You knew what I was willing to do for you. And if you're not willing to, like 9 out of 10 people, if I said the same things to them that I said to her, I'd be in a relationship right now. Because isn't it funny how, like, a lot of female friends lately have been saying, you're a really nice guy, don't worry about people like that. Be with people that want to be with you. Be with people that, you know, are willing to make an effort. Like, I'm so happy, even at my age, to get smiles. And especially the other night, like, me and Dad went out for dinner and this waitress, right? I don't know what I said when I walked, you know, because we had a booking, right? And I said you know, you lead the way, I will follow you. And she's like, oh, that's really sweet. And I'm like, okay. And she'll smile. And I very nice lady, by the way. Here comes the funny part. So when I was leaving, she was like watching me, and I'm like, have a lovely night. And she goes, thank you, with the love heart. I'm like, I think she thinks that I'm like her age or something, but I'm not her age. But that was just like, oh, hello. That's beautiful. But I get a lot of people that do give me compliments in my age, even though I'm getting a haircut, so you know. I do get a lot of younger women think that I'm attractive, mostly in their 20s, young 20s. So it makes me feel good at the end of the day. Even when I tell them my real age, they're like, nah, you're not. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, I'd have you. And it's like, that's nice to know. I even had a mid-20, just 20s, young 20s, say to me the other day, you're a good-looking bloke. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't look your age, you know, and a lot of women would like that. Well, if I look like this in 20 more years, then yeah, because I was looking at a video from 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I look the same. And there was someone the other night that I haven't seen in like 5 years, like, you haven't changed, you still look the same, which is nice. But yeah, like, I've learnt that, you know, considering, you know, what I've seen the last few years, I've lost a lot of people that passed away, sadly. Rest in peace. All the bad people from last year and all the other years, they're gone. They're completely out of my life. They're not even messaging me. They don't probably know I'm alive or exist, and that's beautiful. And that's what I really like, knowing that I don't have them messaging me anymore, or, you know, and I've made peace with pretty much, well, no, not her, she was crazy. You know the one. Just go to watch 9 Deadly Sins, you'll definitely know the one. Well, there was actually like 3 from last year where I'm like, I'm so glad that they don't message me anymore. One tries to every now and again, and yeah, like, she's got no chance with me. Like I said in the 9 Deadly Sins video, when you cheat on me and act inappropriately in front of other adults and scam people out of money and have a temper, nah, I'm not going to be with you. I deserve to be with someone that preferably doesn't have kids, has a job, got a license, because why do I have to do everything in life? Like, I'm sorry, but it gets to a point sometimes where I don't want to drive anymore. You know, I don't want to keep driving and making an effort. It's like I drive an hour to see someone in hospital, only be told, oh, they're not there. And I didn't even get a thank you from that person when they found out. Not even, oh, thank you, that was so sweet. You know, when I like someone, the things I'm willing to do is just, you know, I even say to them, look, if you do like me and you do see some sort of potential relationship or going out, then yeah, I'm happy just to not hook up with anybody and just, you know, hook up with you kind of thing. And I told this person this, like, I literally, you know, the way I was talking to her the last few months, I hadn't been talking to anyone like that. There was one person that I tried to make feel better about herself, and I even blocked that person because when those two got together, one of them wasn't telling the truth. And it was like a group chat with me and both of them, and once I read that group chat, the next day I was like, okay, blocked the other person, deleted myself out of the chat, and went on my merry ways. Because obviously someone's making up a lot of stuff about me. Don't know which person it was, but the one thing that I can prove is, you know, with my conversations, I save everything. And the miscommunication, I think that's what wrecks relationships and what wrecks friendships, is the miscommunication. Where, you know, a girl wants to know that the guy likes her for her. not because of her body, not because of her looks. And I like this person for them. You know, a job, no kids, no drugs, license. And that's why I was willing to do anything for this person. And it all blew up the other night. And it makes me angry because it's like, they go, oh, I watched your live stream and you were talking about someone from 20 years ago. Hang on, what is the actual conversation? Because I want to word it the way that person did, because, you know, this is my problem, alright? Because I don't think I did anything wrong, but I want to exactly word it. Hell. What was I on when I wrote? Fucking hell, there's a lot of shit I gotta go through. Always good to save your combos. I'm literally like trying to... Alright, so... Okay, so I ended up getting the person's number, thinking, alright, that's cool, got person's number. That means they must be interested now. And the person says, I just saw you live and you thought about a woman from 20 years ago. Now, that was a video where I said about missed opportunities. So I had a friend here 20 years ago. Good friend, right? And if I had said how I felt back then to that person, they wouldn't have left the state, got married, had kids. I've never heard from them again. Right? And that person meant a lot to me. So that, like when I was saying, you know, missed opportunities, if you like someone, you know, don't wait a day, don't wait a year, don't wait a month. You tell the person, otherwise you may not get that opportunity again. And I said, you know, well, that was, you know, from, you know, all those years ago. And I said, you know, I said, do you want to go on a date? Because, you know, and the person's like, oh, I haven't met you yet. And I'm like, well, okay, well, let's catch up. And she's like, oh, well, I don't think stuff's adding up with me. Like, you know, there's something about me. And she's like, I don't know, it's a red flag on your lives when you're saying you think you could have worked out with another woman. How's that a red flag? When I said to you, I've not spoken to that person in over 5-10 years. Right? And we always think about what could have been. But that person's not in my life. Why is it a red flag? Why would you worry now? And yeah, like, it's stuff like that I get in trouble for. It's like, you do realise, you know, 20 years ago, and I'm not even talking to that person. So, like, how's that a red flag when I talk about someone from my past? You know, when we think about, you know, what could have happened. Oh, well, you know, and that's the way this person conducted themselves. It's like I said, you know, and that's not the first time. Like, there was another time where one of my friends was down, and I made a lovely post to cheer that friend up, and this person never ever comments on my post or anything. Under that comment, like under the post about my friend that I tagged in, she's like, Andre talked to all girls like this. And I was just like, number one, no I don't. Number two, that was very rude of you to post that comment on someone's, you know, when the post was about someone you had no right to post. And yeah, like, it's stuff like that triggered her. And I was like, that's a friend. And no, I don't talk to people like that. I was talking to her because I wanted to cheer her up. There's no potential relationship there. It was just my friend was down and I thought I'd do a nice post. Like saying I love you as a friend. Like, you know, what? So she got angry about that post. And for a while, you know, before I posted that, it was very, you know, nice talk with me and this girl. Very lovely stuff. And then, yeah, like, but I thought, you know what, she got over that, I thought. But yeah, like the other night, I did that live vid. And then, yeah, she just suddenly goes, oh, that's a red flag, you know. That's not a red flag. It's a red flag if I'm dating you and I'm talking to other women. That would be a red flag. And someone said to me, and the fact that that night, like just, you know, only a few nights ago, gave me a number. Okay, if you gave me a number, then You know, you obviously wanted something to happen. And I thought, well, I'd laid all my cards on the table. And then I thought, send a relationship request, see what happens, you know, because she did say, you know, down the track, you know, relationships on the table, and then she blew up. That upset her apparently, and yeah, it just blew up since after that. I mean, the girl wanted to know like how I felt about her, and I thought, well, why not? Just take a chance. You know, don't play games. Just let the person know how I felt. And yeah, and it blew up after that, and then yeah, just all shit hit the fan. And it's like, all you have to do from day one is just be straight out honest. Don't play all these mind games and bullshit. All you have to do is be like, okay, Andre, we'll catch up. Oh, I appreciate you for coming to see me in hospital. Or, you know, because I was nice and it didn't get me anywhere. And this is why I say to people, you know, I'm tired of, you know, all these mind games and stuff. You like someone, you just tell them straight out. Like, if just say, for example, if this person, like, really liked me and she kept messaging me like, oh, I like you, you know, when are we going to catch up? You know, and I just ignored that. That would make me a really bad guy. And it's almost like she did the reverse same thing. And I always upset her. It's like, I'm not doing anything to upset you. And the fact that whenever a girl gets angry at you, she always pulls out, well, I'm going to get you for harassment. I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to do this. I'm going to screenshot everything. It's like, you do realize exactly what harassment is? So for anyone that doesn't know, if you're on Facebook having an argument with someone, alright, and you straight away go, I'm going to screenshot everything and give it to the cops, then why do you keep talking to the person? The moment you say you're doing all that, if you're not blocking the person or removing them, well, actually no, blocking them, because then they can't message you. If you don't block them, the cops are going to say, well, why did you keep the conversation going if you don't want anything to do with them? Because the cops will tell you at the end of the day, unless you block the person, you can have hundreds of pages full of conversations, you two going backwards and forwards. All it is at the end of the day is, you know, it's nothing. The cops will be like, oh, okay. And they'll tuck it away in their drawer and it doesn't see the light of day again. Because I've had a lot worse. I had a crazy ex, believe it or not, even on a video with her boyfriend after me, threatened to kill me. And on the video, it shows their face and their speech. And I showed the cops, and you know what the cops said? It's an empty threat. They can't do anything at the end of the day. And you can have like all this evidence and stuff. Cops still don't do anything about it. Because the cops look at it as an empty threat. And they said, unless the person physically, you know, comes and hits you or decks you, they won't do anything about it. It's like, you know, restraining orders. There's so many loopholes in restraining orders where you go, the woman or the guy is still not safe. Because who's to say that that person just can't call from a payphone, abuse the shit out of you, do what they want? You know, that could be anyone's voice. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of loopholes when it comes to that stuff. So if you're a girl or a guy and think you can report someone for harassment and show the cops, use it as a threat, I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to do any good. And really, don't threaten people with the law. Because if you do, the wrong people may go, all right, you want to play that game? Well, I'll turn around. I can get people to blow up your phone. You know what I mean? And the cops can't say, you know, that you leaked the number. There's no proof. Because you could have gave your number to anyone, the cop said. So that one doesn't work either. And the other one that doesn't work is also that he said, she said. Until there's actual contact face to face, this shit doesn't hold up. As for slander, that's a different story. You post someone's name on Facebook slandering them, like someone did to me recently, that can not just get you in trouble with the law, but can get you banned from Facebook and all social media. Because you have no right to say Gary Dury, I know it's a fake name, is a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da when he's not. You know what I mean? You can't post someone's real name on Facebook either. If you post someone's real name on Facebook, you'll get in trouble. You may hate someone with a passion, but you have no right to give out their personal information, especially when it could affect their family and their loved ones. If you're evil enough to do something like that, then you deserve to be locked up. You deserve to get everything that's coming to you. Because people like that have no place in this world. You know, we try to live life. You know, a relationship doesn't work, we move on. We block, we move on. Now, sometimes can be friends. But to fail to communicate with someone, don't tell someone that, you know, you can see a possible relationship down the track if you're not willing to do anything about it. Don't tell someone that, you know, you're interested in them if you're not going to do anything about it. Whereas I told someone specifically everything, and it still wasn't good enough for them. Like, the one thing that I will not be called as a liar, because I do tell it straight out like it is. If you've been misinformed of something, then tell me, look, could you just explain something to me, Andre? Like, do you like me? Or, you know, do you talk to other girls or anything like that? And I'll tell you the straight out truth. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm innocent. You know, I'm a good boy and I don't, you know, do the wrong things in life, because I'm not perfect. But when I open myself up to you and you turn it around and use it against me, it's not just selfish, but it's vindictive. All you had to do at the end of the day was just be upfront and honest. Which means, you know, explain to me how you feel, when we can catch up. What am I doing wrong in your book? Because at the end of the day, until you've nailed me down as your boyfriend or partner or someone that you consider seeing or being dating, I'm allowed to go and talk to whoever I can talk to whoever the fuck I want, for starters. Even though when I was talking to this person, I cut all the connections I had that could ruin my relationship with this person if it happened. I blocked people, I removed people, because I thought, you know what, if I'm going to make this work, I'm going to really straighten up. And I did. And, like, there was a night where, get this right, so I was at poker and I got this message. I have not heard from this person in such a long time. You want to hook up? You want to go fuck? And I was like, I didn't respond to her at all. And I wasn't going to, because I thought, that's just cheesy. I don't want anything to do with that. And I told the girl, and she's like, you're fucking disgusting. How could you think about fucking another girl? And it's like, excuse me? I got that message from a girl that I haven't talked to for a while, and I never replied to it. And then you have a go at me, calling me disgusting, when I didn't reply to it. And that girl knew what she wanted with me. And I'm the bad guy. And got called disgusting. Even though I had no clue that message was coming. And you know what? Long update. Since that message, that person that's been trying to hook up me has done it like 3 or 4 times, and I've said no. So how am I disgusting? Because I thought with this person, you know, I wanted to show that this person, hey, look, I don't want to hook up with just randoms. I don't want to flirt with randoms. One call, one night with this person, I let my guard down to a point where I said a lot of stuff to this person that I wouldn't say to anybody. And sadly, it didn't mean anything. Now, after the fight with this person from a few nights ago, number 1, miscommunication again. Number 2, it doesn't help when I was drinking. But number 3, I'm not going to apologize for something that I did nothing wrong. Like, when you say red flags and, you know, someone from 20 years ago, yeah, do you just get what you just said? Someone from 20 years ago, and I haven't spoke to them since. I was just making an example where, you know, you may have someone very good in your life, and if you don't make an effort, then someone else will take that person away from you. That's pretty much what I was saying in my live stream. But she somehow turned it into something else. And then when I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a commitment right here and there and send a relationship request to this person. It's not going to come up on her end, like, you know, for everybody to see. It's not going to come up on my end. I just thought, I want to show this person that I'm for real about this person. And they got upset about it. You didn't ask for my consent. It's like, I was showing you that, hey, look, I'm for real. And yeah, I got in trouble for that. You know, I think that it's been blown way out of proportion. And if she's offended, well, then I'm sorry. Okay, that's weird. My aircon just went off. I'll just turn it off. Okay, that was a bit weird. Anyways, this person is unblocked on my Facebook, so they can message me anytime that I'm unblocked them on my phone. So if they do see this video and realize, look, I'm not the bad guy here. I just don't like being told someone's interested in me and not make an effort. Then when I do romantic stuff and drive an hour for no reason and not show any appreciation back, and then when I simply say, do you like me, or are you interested in me, and you turn it around and say, I'm upset. That's not how it works. Right? I could easily have gotten into a relationship with someone else in these 3 months. I could have easily hooked up with someone else in these 3 months. I think it's about 3 months since. And you know what's funny? Ever since she came into my life, I've been cursed. My poker has been going way down the shithole. I started going bad at poker when she started talking to me, because I was more focused on her, and then all the stuff she kept putting in my head, playing mixed mind games, you know, have a mental breakdown the other night, and that's because of her. And she didn't care. She didn't care if I ended up dead. She didn't care. And she's supposed to be a nurse. And you don't care about someone's mental health? Sorry, but that's the most disgusting thing. When you're at fault, you're the one that played mind games. You're the one that said mixed signals. You never once showed interest. You never showed that you wanted me. You never wanted to meet up with me. It was just mind games, changing subjects, changing... no. Because I got told at a young age, if you like someone and you don't want that someone to go to anyone else, you make an effort. Because I could have easily gotten into a relationship in that time. I could have easily hooked up with anyone, and I didn't. So that makes me a gentleman. That makes me a real keeper. And to all my friends that know a bit about this, I don't expose the person's name or anything, because that's privacy. I don't post anything on my Facebook about this person, because I respect their privacy. I don't like what she did to me. But I'm man enough to admit that, hey, look, you had your chance. And you always have a chance if you just realise that I'm not like other blokes. Stop thinking that I'm just like other blokes when I'm clearly not. Why else would, on a phone call, would I expose the behind the scenes real me? Which you thought the real me was quite good. You know, I haven't talked to my parents about girls that I liked or anything in a long time, and I thought there's one time where I say to my parents about this girl, hoping that maybe when something happens I can bring her back here and introduce her to my parents. And I haven't thought about that with any girl for a couple of years. Yeah, and I'm still the bad guy. I throw my hands up because, yeah, like, what am I supposed to do? You know? Anyways, this video will be on Facebook next couple of days. Could be tonight, I don't know. I'm just really tired. I'm trying to, like I said, try to get this Pokemon account going. I can't remember the fucking password. I kind of remember the account name and the in-game name, but I can't remember, like, the password should be what I think it is. Like a few days ago, because my brain's been so bad, I couldn't even remember the account name, and then it came to me when I was driving. I'm like, oh, that's my account name, okay. But yeah, what am I going to do the next few days? I'm going to get a haircut, even though like my hair is like way too long. I'm just going to get the sides off and then do an undercut thing. Got work. Shout out to my work crew. I miss Big Red. I miss that guy. He was cool. It sucks that the night I work, like, all my mates don't work. My other mate that used to work Tuesday nights, I think he got moved to Fridays. So it's a bit emotional. I like working there. I like the people there. But I still feel like I need to do at least one more shift a week there to be happy. Financially right now, I'm okay. I'm going to change, obviously, a couple things financially, like my cable bill, my Foxtel bill. I've got to lower that down. That's just costing me too much. It cost me $100 a month. I should be able to reduce that. Like to put some more money onto my mortgage. That's another priority. And yeah, just try to be positive about life and not feel bad that people don't understand what my situation is. To the person that some of this video is about, I did care about you, and I still do. I did think that if you lowered your guard down and you were honest with me, there could have been a really good relationship. You could have been set for life. You could have had a partner that was loyal, faithful, honest, romantic, and not judge. I would have been everything you wanted in a partner, but you had your... And I don't blame you from your past relationship, but I know for a fact you verse your past relationship to me, I was a lot better than that guy. And if you're willing to give that guy a chance that was a lot worse than me, then I don't know why you got nasty. I mean, considering you're supposed to be a nurse, you're supposed to be, kind and caring, and you're supposed to have a heart. And I saw none of that from you. I mean, shit, I drive an hour with flowers and still nothing. I pour my heart out to you on the phone and I tell you things that I don't tell anybody. And that doesn't mean anything. I still don't know why you give your number to me only to do all this. It doesn't make any sense. I'll keep my promise. Your name will not be on my Facebook. Nothing like that. People have asked me who you are and I've said, nope. So I'm a gentleman. I have no hate towards you. I have no animosity or anything like that. But I think that you need to understand your behavior, with your miscommunication and what you were telling me one day and not telling me the next. And then, I don't know what your conversation was with someone else that was trying to maybe ruin our relationship, friendship. Because I always go by the philosophy, don't believe everything you hear from other people. He said, she said gets a lot of people in trouble. I mean, considering people think that I'm somebody I'm not, especially the person that was talking to you. Like, I will tell you straight out, I wish I was a bad guy. Like, I wish some of half the made up stuff about me was true. So then I can be like, yeah, well, what are you going to do about it? But unfortunately, all the made up shit about me isn't true. Not even close. I mean, I think the best one time was someone said, oh, Andre's a druggie and he sells drugs to kids. I wouldn't even know the difference between cocaine and sugar. Seriously. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I wouldn't even touch that stuff. Like, I've seen my female friends do it. and I've seen other people I date do it, but I know nothing about that shit, and I would never have anything to do with that shit. And in fact, if you knew me, I'm almost straight edge. I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. And the only reason why I drink sometimes is because, believe it or not, and I said to this to my dad the other night, like, one drink actually calms me down. It makes me more relaxed and makes me feel more alive. Yes, alcohol is an antidepressant. I get that. But for me, it doesn't affect me. It makes me just happier. Makes me feel confident and more relaxed. And when I say I have one drink a week, I only have one drink a week. Like this bottle here, for example, see that little bit there? That's been there for like a few months. I even touched it. Because I don't need a drink. It's not a thing where I can go out every week and get pissed. Now, I didn't want this video to go this long because I'm not well at the moment. Stomach problems. It's like I've been getting kicked the shit out of my stomach lately. It's been really bad. The mind games from person for the last few months has really affected my mind. My friends are even worried because they're like, ever since you started talking to this person, your mind's been all over the place. Your videos have been different. And I've had like 3 friends like message me and go, hey, are you okay? We're worried about you. And they've all said, ever since I've been talking to this person, because this person's been going backwards and forwards with me, they've seen, you know, the change in my voice, my behavior. Even at poker, they're like, this isn't you. Like, for a guy that was making final tables and finished top 2 at my venue for a whole year, suddenly 7 games into this season, I've only made 1 final table. I was ranked 25 at one stage, now I'm 10th. So I've climbed the ladder about. But yeah, my friends at poker have even been saying, whoever this person is, Andre, you got to get rid of them. Because clearly they've done something to your brain. And it's true, this person has. And I tell you now, they wouldn't even feel bad about it. I don't think they realise what they've done to me is wrong. I did everything a man is supposed to do when he likes somebody. Everything. Like I said, I could talk to 100 different girls the same way I talk to this one. And 99 of them would be in a relationship with me right now. Yeah. But unfortunately, this whole time I put everyone aside just to make her a #1 priority, and it didn't mean anything. Now anyways, I'm going to go because I've got to watch this, and then I've got to watch something else, and then I'm going to play some new video games. I've got some new video games on the PlayStation market. So yeah, and I've got to also fix up the cable bill because yeah, it's just too much money. I can't. $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. All the other cable stuff's like $10, $15 a month. $100, and I don't even watch all the channels. So I'll have a look and see if I can lower that down. Because once I've done that, then I'll save some more money. And yeah, hoping Pokemon Go gets back to me. Even though I've got in one of my email accounts 1,400 unread because I don't usually use that account. Anyways, God bless you all. I've got a lot of videos coming. I've got to do Eurovision from this year. Lots to say about that, especially how Delta Goodrum got screwed. I have got 2 singing vids I'm planning to do. One, I'm going to sing Bella, the guy from Malta. Aiden, he sang that at Eurovision. I'm trying to learn that one. And there was another song, but I can't remember at the top of my head. Oh, and I was going to do a dance song. If you look at Greece entry this year into Eurovision, Feto, Feto, I'm going to do that. I know I shouldn't because I totally hate that song. And I'll tell you why in the Eurovision thing, but I got a couple of Eurovision songs coming up. As for the person that I'm looking at right now on the screen, that I talked about in this video, I hope she gets back to me in a positive way and we can, you know, apologise and see where miscommunication was, and hopefully even just meet up and just be like, hey look, what's going on here? You say relationships on the table. You say you're interested in me. You know, you see that I'm pouring out my heart. Like, there's nothing much I can do here. You shouldn't be getting angry over any live video for me talking about someone from 20 years ago. Or even 5 years, 1 year, 2 months. Like, the person's not in my life. They're not a threat. And even if we are in a relationship, which we're not, the person's not in my life. You know. Anyways, check the four corners of your screen now and we'll talk soon.